Hi there, my name is Stacy from SIRCH Repair Cafe. Today we're going to do a really fun and easy upcycle. If you have some items in your home that just aren't fitting your decor, because decor is always changing and you don't want to go out and buy new stuff, or you're at the thrift warehouse and you spy something that you love the shape of but don't love the flowered patterns, it just doesn't fit your style, then you can easily make it fit any color that you want by using a really simple technique, by using baking soda and any type of paint. You can use craft paint or house paint, just not watercolor paint obviously, but by using these two simple ingredients you can totally change the look of and feel of any item. You can also do it on plastic, which is pretty cool if you love the shape but don't love the look of it and kind of how cheap it is. It does make it look more high-end for very little cost. And you can do it on any surface. So this was just a seashell that I did it, and it really looks like a ceramic finish. I like that it's got texture. It even sounds like ceramic when you rub it, and it just makes it look a lot nicer and high-end. So again, all you're gonna need is some plain baking soda. It can be no name brand, it doesn't matter as long as it's baking soda. Some kind of cup to mix your paint in. You're gonna need some paint brushes, something to stir it with, and then of course your paint. So today I think I'm just going to use this tan paint, and all you do is, you don't need a lot, a little goes a long way, but you're going to need enough to do 2 coats at least. Some surfaces, if they're really slick, the first coat won't go on as really nice, but you will definitely need 2 coats. So make enough to at least have 2 coats. So I would say that was probably 2 tablespoons worth of paint. You just put it in your container. Now, there is no rhyme or reason of how much, there's no accurate measurements on how much baking soda. So what I do is I just add a little bit, stir it, and I'll show you the consistency that you're looking for. So you want to make sure that you mix in all the baking soda, and you'll see instantly that it starts to get kind of foamy, and it really thickens it up. I don't know if you can see in there? Yeah. And it sounds a little gritty as well. And it almost doubles the amount of paint that you have in there. So I picked a few of these items just because I really like the shape of them. Again, things to look for maybe are not anything that has huge like a 3-dimensional flower sticking out of it, unless that's what you were looking for, then I would totally do it. So things like that. If you have a glass jar like this one that has a little bit of the pattern indented in it, you might still see a little bit of the pattern after you paint. So it'd be just something that you play around with. So I think today I'm just going to do this little item here that I picked up. And I usually just use the fork in it because I like to continue mixing as I go, just to keep it fluffy and thick. And then you just paint it in one direction ideally. And again, depending on the color of your paint and the pattern on the vase or the item that you're painting, you might need a couple coats. And you will get chunks of the baking soda in it, and if that's something that you like the look of, it adds a little bit more of an organic feel, then you can leave them in there, or you can take it out by just using your brush. I highly recommend that you let the coats dry thoroughly in between. If you touch the vase after you think it's dry and it still has a cool touch to it, then it still needs more dry time. So I believe that the baking soda, it just creates a thicker medium for your paint, and it makes it almost like a chalk paint finish. So if you've ever used chalk paint, like a commercial made chalk paint, it makes it so that it can bind to slick surfaces. You don't have to do a lot of prep work, which is something I love. I don't like spending a lot of time on furniture pieces, and you have to do that if you want to do a nice smooth finish for paint. That's why I like chalk paint. It just has more of a gripping texture to it. You can do 2 different colors if you wanted to, you know, either mask it off with some masking tape, or you can do half of it spray painted with like a glossy finish if you want to do something a little different, and then put the bottom half masked off with the clay. I've seen a lot of high-end vases that have that effect to them. I always recommend looking online for some inspiration. So every time I come to the thrift warehouse, I'm always looking for vases. It's kind of my new little thing that I'm on to right now, just because I can change up with the seasons. I can change up my decorations. If I wanted to do it for a different holiday, it's just an easy, inexpensive way to have more decorations. So I would probably now just let that dry completely until it's dry to the touch. And again, if it has a cool touch to it, I would let it sit a little bit longer, because if you try to do another coat and it's not dry, it will just peel it off. It has to be completely dry to have that really strong bind to it. Like you can see on here, like there's no way that if I painted another coat on that it would come off, and it just is a really cool texture to it. You can finish it off by using a matte finish varathane spray. I would recommend matte if you really like the texture of it. If you do any satin or gloss, then you're going to change the look of it and it'll be more glossy. So it's totally your preference and how you want to have it look. And then I would probably just have a piece of some dried grass or something in there, or a flower, or just leave it as is on your shelf. So obviously this vase is going to need a couple more coats, and after looking at it, I would probably paint as well the inside a little bit to cover just where it's more exposed, and I would let that dry and then plan more projects so that I can share with you guys. If you're looking for more inspiration on how to upcycle or how to repair general items that you have in your home, make sure to check out our social media platforms and our website. Thank you so much.